Hello, everyone. So today we're going to talk about how to use anger and ferocity. So when it comes to anger, the best way to use it is for show. You never want to let anger actually touch your deeper being. You to actually become angry. The way to display anger is simply to display it outwardly. If a point needs to be made, or if something that somebody else did or said needs to have a response to. I'll give an example. So Krishna, during the war in the Mahabharata, on the field of Kurukshetra, uh, Krishna looked upon Arjuna, and at the beginning of the battle, Arjuna was flummoxed. Basically, since he had so many teachers and family members on the other side that he had to fight, so many friends, he felt that he just could not kill his friends and family members, distant family members as well. Uh, he decided it would be better to die than to kill them. And so he dropped his bow down. And he was an archer, a really great archer. And Krishna, you know, he stands over Arjuna and he looks at him and says, "What is this mad and shameful weakness? Stand up and fight," said in an angry way. Now, does that mean that Krishna, an avatar, God basically, uh, felt that anger deep down? No. Anger cannot enter the heart of an avatar or somebody who is completely pure of consciousness. It was just that he had to display that to make Arjuna understand that you need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. You need to understand the seriousness of the situation. And of course, Arjuna was, he tried to justify himself. He tried to, say, this is the reason why I did it. He explained it. But his concentration, his understanding, and his ability to receive the understanding that he got in the form of the Bhagavad Gita was started with this show of anger without letting anger be what touched even the heart of God. Of course, the heart of God can't be touched by anger, but the display of anger was so far from the actual nature of Krishna as a being that it almost seems like a lie. And indeed it was a lie, but it wasn't a lie in the sense that we think of. He wasn't lying to Arjuna. He was saying, look here, you need to understand, you need to look at what you're doing. I will explain things to you. You're going to encounter situations where people won't pay attention when they're doing something to you or saying something to you. They won't think that you're serious, or they won't think that you're a threat, so they'll just run over you. You're going to encounter these situations where, obviously, if you can walk away from the situation and not be in threat of having something happen in the future, that's fine. But if you really need somebody to understand something so that you are not disgraced as a soul again and again and again, you must use anger as a show. You must produce the illusion that you are angry while remaining calm within. Because if you have to respond to their response, then it's better to be calm, even if it's combat, even if it's fighting, something like that, even if it's like an angry conversation. Within yourself, you need to be calm, but you might need to display anger in order to have an effective outcome for what you want to happen in a relationship or with someone that you don't even know. Sometimes you have to make a show, a display. Anger should never grasp your being, your heart of hearts. The innermost part of your mind should never be choppy, should never be angry. At the center of the storm there is the eye, and that should be always calm, whatever you have to display around it. Now, moving on to ferocity. Sometimes it is easier for us human beings to overcome a certain overcome a certain apprehension to do something or to make another step, whether it be just in society, in our job, with friends, um, within our spiritual path, or with getting rid of something in our lives. Sometimes ferocity can be useful. Once again, this ferocity should not touch you deep within, but it should get very close. Because ferocity, true ferocity that used in a good way, should animate quite a bit of yourself. And it's not necessarily to respond to something, but to move forward towards a goal. So I'll give some examples. So if I'm very apprehensive of giving a presentation before a class, something like that, in college, and wherever it is, or like when you're just giving a presentation in life, you might just try to take up that ferocity of like, it's not the people that I'm aggravated against. It's more I need to get over this apprehension, and then you direct your ferocity at that apprehension, and then you overcome it. You go above it. The ferocity that we can conjure should never be against necessarily a particular person, more so the situation. That's how ferocity is best used, to overcome a frustration that has been nagging at you, that has panged your fear, has panged your self-doubt. To overcome that hump, we can gain ferocity and just be like, I'm getting over this. I don't care that it seems scary to me. I'm getting over this right now. I'm going to do it. I'm charging in. And it doesn't matter if I'm apprehensive anymore. I'm going forward. I'm going to overcome this. And I'm going to do the action that I have decided to do, no matter whatever fear I have. So you're being ferocious towards a situation, not a person. And that's how we encounter a lot of humps and get over a lot of humps in our lives as human beings. Sometimes we do have to have a show of anger towards other people, but for a good purpose. Sometimes we have to be ferocious, but that's mainly to situations. So we can use anger and ferocity in good ways. The vast majority of people don't. But if we understand that the anger and the ferocity within us never really touches the core of ourself, then we can make our mind ferocious to get through something, to do something. And we can make our anger a display, a plausible display, so that the best outcome for everybody can happen. So learn how to use anger and ferocity in the correct ways. And then you'll find yourself at a better point in your life to where you look back and say, I overcame all this stuff, and neither my anger or ferocity touched me. Sure, I had to show it, or sure, I had to feel it towards the situation, but that was never me. I was always at the eye of the storm. Everything else was around me, who I truly am. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was interesting. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot them down in the comment section below on YouTube. If you would like to contact me and discuss things like this, or mental health or spirituality, as long as you're polite, I'll answer. Go to www.facebook.com/hunter.salazar, HUNTER.SALAZAR. And once again, I will respond to you if you're polite, and consider yourselves. Try to understand yourselves. And have a wonderful day.